Hello everybody, so in today's video you have just seen we are going raking and we are on second cut silage. So we have had a little change in our plans for second cut, which we will explain in a minute, why we're doing what we're doing. First thing we're going to do is get the arms on the rake and get raking. Today we are going to bale and wrap these two fields. This is not all of our second cut, we do have more to do, but we're just a bit tight on weather windows and other work to get everything done in one go. So it's just these two to start with, and then we'll see how things progress next week to get it finished off. Grass is down. Today is Saturday morning. This was cut Thursday afternoon, so it's been down a couple of days. We were forecast potential showers Thursday night and Friday night. And we did escape Thursday night, but we did have a little shower Friday night. So there is a bit of moisture in there now, but it's dry. The grass is dry, but it has took a little bit of rain, but nothing to worry about. We're going to carry on rake and bale and wrap today. So right, let's get our arms on and make a start. Right, so now we can make a start. So we're not doing a big acreage today. Just a little bit to get us started. And hopefully next week we can get on and do the rest. So when we did first cut silage, we said at the end of that we didn't fill the clamp. We saved some space in the silage clamp ready for second cut. Since doing that, we've made all our hay, and we have actually had a change of plan. Rather than clamping the second cut, because we've not got a big acreage of second cut to do, because we had so much hay, we have decided we're going to bale and wrap the second cut, and then hopefully September time, early September, we should have a bigger area to cut for kind of second/third cut silage. So the red clover lay that we put in will be cut for the third time, and all the hay land will be cut for the second time, and then we can clamp that. And then rather than having a little bit more clamp silage now and a lot of bales later, we're hoping to have a few bales now and a big lot of clamp silage later on. So that's the reason for the change of plan, and hopefully it should all work out okay. So I did just call it a red clover lay that we reseeded last year. Our red clover is looking very, very sparse. We did briefly say in the first cut video it was there, but only just. We'll have a look later on, but it is not looking good. The clover content is not good. The grass is perfect. Grass is there, plenty of grass there. Clover just didn't survive the wet winter. It did go in August, but it was late August, and that was a little bit too late for red clover really. And we didn't have a great deal of frost on it to kill it. It did germinate well, but we had all the rain along with everybody else in the world. We didn't get a lot of frost, but the rain seems to have been enough to kill it off. But anyway, we'll look at that once we get out there. We'll try and find some clover. Right, so now we are into raking the red clover. So this is gone past its best. It is a little bit stalky now, but that's the unfortunate thing about ryegrass. It goes to seed very quickly, and June for us was quite dry. So that is what has sent it to seed. Anyway, there is actually a nice bit of clover here. There we go, wilted down nicely. The clover does As the clover dries, it does lose its green colour and looks pretty black and horrible, but it's actually, once it dries, it is good quality, it is good stuff. There is a reasonable amount here. I would like to see a bit more. But what we've got to be careful of when raking red clover, you've got to make sure that clover ends up in the swath. It doesn't get smashed by the rake. So what we'll do, we'll check what we've just raked. Yeah, oh look, it's going well. It's still here. The clover hasn't broken up, it's made it into the swath, and therefore will go into the bale. You can see we've got a reasonable amount of clover here now. So maybe it will come back okay. I think it's always going to be thin. I don't think this clover now I don't think it's going to spread anymore, but it seems to be establishing quite well. And already this one here in particular, look, he's coming back. He's going to grow again. And we do need to let red clover flower at least once in the season. So hopefully this will flower again before we cut it again. Hopefully early September. What we'll do, we'll just jump across the next door where it hasn't yet been cut, because I don't think this was flowering before it was mowed. But we'll go and have a look, see what clover we can find next door. See if there's any flower buds approaching. So this is the next door field. As you can see, it looks very tall, but it's a very stemmy. It has gone to seed. But if we get down into the bottom, there is a good bit of leaf still here. And lots of clover. Actually, I'm quite surprised how well the clover is doing. It is reasonably thick. Wouldn't hurt to be a bit thicker. There's one here, look, he is just sending up a flower bud. I think that there on the end of my thumb, I think that would be a flower bud if it was left to open. So it's not far away from flowering, and it's clover wise, again, yes, it's thinner over here. Yeah, back to non-existent in this area. So the clover is a bit more back again here. A bit more clover here. So it's here. It's just not enough, really. So we grew the red clover for two reasons. First one, to raise the protein content in the forage, and the second one, to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere into the soil to keep the ryegrass going. And you do need a reasonable amount of clover in the crop to do both of those things, and at the moment I don't think we're quite thick enough for doing that. So what we're going to have to do, it'll be fine for this year, but for next spring we're going to have to weigh it up. Is there enough clover in the sward to get away without putting a spring application of nitrogen on, or do we have to feed it? So far this year, these three fields haven't received any nitrogen, and they won't for the rest of this year, but it's something we're going to have to decide in the spring. Is there enough clover there to keep this going all next year, or are we going to have to add a bit of nitrogen in the spring, which will probably, if it doesn't kill off the red clover, it's going to stunt it. So it's something we're going to have to work out in the spring. Right, that's it, all raked up. So now that we've been over the whole field, there's more clover here than I was expecting, but it's not enough. I still don't think it's enough to make it worthwhile, really. But anyway, right, Ben is baling now. He is flying along. So I'm going to go home, drop off the rake, bring back the wrapper, get them all wrapped up. Could rain this afternoon, so hopefully we'll get them all finished. Ben will certainly be finished baling before any rain comes. Hopefully we'll be wrapped, get them all wrapped before that as well. So right, we'll be back. Right, so we have had a brief pause for dinner, got the wrapper on. Let's make a start. Let's reset the counter. See what we get. Right. Current weather forecast is rain just after 5, so we'll be well finished by then. First one off. Right, so first roll of wrap has run out. It was only a little bit. What do we get? 1, 2, 3, 6 bales in, and our first roll is run out. But quickly, just look at our bale. So this is one of the permanent pasture bales, nice and dry, very firm. I think the ryegrass bales are actually a little firmer than this, but nice square edged bales, nice and dry. That's what we need. Should be good stuff. Right, let's get the roll changed. So we get about 27 bales per roll, so that will finish this field. We won't have to change again until we get into the ryegrass. And so we'll just tie the two ends together, and then we'll turn the table really slowly just to make sure, because sometimes this can tear here when we're starting a fresh roll. So we just turn it slowly, and then once it's going, we can go up to full speed. That is the final bale done. How many did we get? 63 bales. There we go. That's not so bad, is it? There we go, final bale done. We got some pretty black looking clouds up there, but no rain yet, so that's all good. Anyway, so there we go. That is kind of first part of second cut done. All we've got to do now is get them in a heap and stack them. So there we go, that will do for this second cut video. I will say thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Well, no sooner do I say it's not raining, what do we have here? Little spots of rain just coming along. Perfect timing to be finished.